But otherwise, oh, wait. That's a new animation. Hold on. Okay. New animation, felt that. But how many times am I clicking that? Hold on. One more time.
The number one stop shop for rants. That's what we got here. That's our only thing that we can offer at this store.
I'm mad
we got them.
I'm mad you thought about it. All the games I play, literally we're doing 7-hour Pokemon streams and all you could think of was rants. That's crazy. Man, really.
It don't matter if it's Pokemon, it's ending in a rant.
Yo, the chat brings me to it. I don't mean to do it. But we're here. As you can hear, I got my boy Stats with me. We may get around to reviewing the character, but we got to talk about a few things. And we may just sit here and talk about them. Might not. It is what it is. So we know what happened, right? If you didn't know, they killed our girl Rupee. They censored her, hard censored her. The cleavage has been covered. That was not covered. I believe they put fishnet on the belly button as well. And the biggest atrocity is they added this skirt. Why what is wrong with her leg? Also, she not jiggling. Did they reset my settings? Hold on. That's crazy. Ain't no way. We're doing this live. What the hell was up with her leg? Did you see that little scar? Obviously it wasn't a scar. It was just like assets weren't jiving right.
What are we trying to say here?
What you mean? What?
We don't like scarred women? We got a little disability issue here. You know? Amita Arca from Iron Blooded Orphans. I have something to say about that. You know, she got that nice scar down her
hold on.
and stomach, you know.
First off, you're not doing this to me. You're not doing. Eula is right there with the scar on her hip. You're not just gonna do that to me like I didn't say Eula's like my favorite character.
You see, but you know, you're talking about a disability scar. This one looks more medical, you know, given the nature of her, you know, it looks like a you know, maybe cauterized, inflicted, you know, whatever, you know, something happened. She had to seal her own wound, and that's, you know, a different story. Whereas, you know, Rupee, she didn't have a choice, you know?
Yeah, they just cucked her. You've been a cuck for real. That's insane. I'm not getting...
That is crazy. First of all, a woman would never talk to me to even get into the position of being cooked. Respect me.
That's insane. They colored bloom... Wait.
They what?
Ain't no way physics and morphing are on, but that wasn't moving.
Oh, that is the physics. Updated 3.0.
Ain't no
Christmas.
Ain't no goddamn way. Where is she? You know I'm looking for her. Swear to God. Swear to God. Okay. That's still there. So it's safe to assume I think everything else is there. We sat here looking for things, haven't even started talking about character, but they censored girl, right? Essentially. And my thing is, at the beginning of the game, right? Maybe you remember, maybe I remember a little bit better. There was this push where they were like, hey guys, the game is uncensored. And players were like, whoopee, game is uncensored. It didn't change from the beta. Right? Whereas me, you, and Digi were all like, that's a lie. They censored Isabel off rip. And there was one other that they censored, but Isabel was the big one. I can't remember what other one it was. But even so, we were like, it was a bunch of trench coats. It was a bunch of hair. You know, thank God they didn't touch volume. But at this point, she might be the only one they don't touch. We know there are other designs coming. Bunny girls might be chalked. Bunny girls might get this treatment. Whereas we got Blue Archive with Karen bent over, showing everything. Like, yo, what is happening? So yeah, I guess the jiggle, that's gotta be glitched because that don't even look right. Like the asset's not even jiving. I see the thigh jiggle, right?
Now, why are we thinking it's glitched?
Because look at her leg.
Do you know that's not just the jiggle going forward? That way it's not nerfed. It is the delivered product.
Bro, I just don't understand why at the beginning they would say the game is uncensored when they knew moving forward that this is what they were gonna do. They were already doing it. Like, why lie? And then when you get caught red-handed, like with this design, and then they say, don't say anything about it. Don't share this. Like, the only thing in my head is we didn't plan on you guys finding out that we were doing it, even though you already suspected us of doing it. And now that you caught us, we feel like you're not as likely to spend money because now you know the design is nerfed in some way. In which case, rightfully so on our part to not spend money when you tried to F us like that? Like, like what? I just don't get it. And also, when you come out and set the pretense that the game is uncensored, you're admitting that the main draw of your game is the waifus. It's not the gameplay, whatever the gameplay is, the auto game, click and shoot. If you're using your fingers, you can't see anything when you're using your fingers. Like, I try to play with my fingers. Obviously, you're supposed to keep your finger at the bottom so you can shoot. But if I have my finger at the bottom, I can't look at what the game is meant to, you know? It covers up the thing you're supposed to be watching jiggle. So I have to put it on the screen and I can't see what I'm aiming at. I'm just like, yo, what is going on? But starting out saying the game is uncensored is just saying, hey, our main draw is waifus and they're uncensored. So we already talked about at the beginning where there was a push, right? Where people were saying games uncensored. They were pushing that whole narrative. Then soon after that, right, they send us emails out saying, we know we said the game's not going to be censored, but now we need to make some design changes. And per their words, they were like, some waifus will have things taken off of them. Some waifus will have things put onto them. And from the jump, we were like, that's a lie. We know this is censoring. You don't want to say the word, but it is indeed censoring, right? And then we're here now and we're staring at Rupee with the skirt pretty much covering the majority of the jiggle. Right now, she's not even jiggling. The assets aren't even jiving right. I don't know what that's about. And again, my whole thing was, I mean, I know why. You set the precedent out saying uncensored to get players like me in, and maybe they invested, right? As soon as they invested, what did this game make? Like 10 million in 3 days? We're like, okay, now you're hooked. Even if we do censor things, you've invested, so it'll be harder for you to leave. And then hopefully you'll just cave and spend money, whatever. But with the way things get found out now, Nintendo can't even keep a game. Like, you know what I mean? People are playing Nintendo games before they come, like a week before they come out now. Like, you had to know if you were found out that people wouldn't like it. Like, you wouldn't be in people's good graces. They'd hold you in contempt as soon as they found out what you were doing. Was your plan just not for us to find out? Like, was that the thing? Like, hey, this design was going to come out the way it was already, but since we wouldn't have known what you did to her, people would just be like, oh, this isn't that bad. And yeah, we'll pay for it. Whereas now we know and we're like not as likely to pay for. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, stats is here. Cucks exist. People will still pay for it, right? But if you're like me And I'm kidding about that. Stats is not a cuck. But if you're like me in Stats, you're not. Ain't no way you're paying for this. Some people still will. Some people like it. So be it. I'm just not in the position of giving money to, companies that lie to me and things like that. Say something.
He's lying to you. He bought out the whole skin shop.
I mean, we could go to the skin shop right now. I don't own one of these dumb skins.
Go ahead. Show it off. All that extra clothing.
Let's go, baby. Skin shop. I don't even know, dude. I don't even know where the skin shop. Where do you go for the skin shop? I'm free to play.
I've never spent $1 on a gacha game.
I mean, we got receipts. We literally got videos together on Fate.
What receipts?
That's crazy. I don't even pull up the little Fate videos we got.
The only receipts I got are the free receipts PlayStation sends me. That makes me think I'm getting hacked.
$0 spent. Thank you for your purchase. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. They killed her. Moving forward, they're gonna kill a bunch of other waifus. It is what it is. I can only say that people who complain, your complaints are sustained. You have every right to complain. You were told one thing and given another thing. If this was any other consumer experience, whether it be buying food and they got your order wrong, buying tech, either way, you have a right to complain. We are disgruntled consumers that were rendered, not even disgruntled, we were rendered, rendered an unsatisfactory consumer experience, and hence we are complaining. And all you had to do was give us what we want. Like, we don't want much. Just don't censor the game. Now, I know freaking the company that's doing this in China, they're notorious for stuff like this. I think even Azure Lane is censored in China, but it's not censored here. So I'm like, if anything, just, make it, they're not going to do this, but I was like, make it so NA's not censored something. I don't want anybody to have a censored version, but if it has to be due to country restrictions, just, do what you got to do for those countries and give us the uncensored version. But yeah, it's not going to happen. This is just going to keep happening. But that's fine. We'll just keep complaining. It is what it is there. The only other thing I can kind of think of to give an example of what this is to me is, how do I say this? Gotcha games, what have you. They're like storefronts. Better yet, they're like restaurants. They're serving many different players with many different palettes. You go to restaurants for different things. You go to restaurants for things you want to eat. You go for what's advertised. You go because that's what they provide and you like that, right? In this case, I'm trying to quantify this in my head. In this case, let's say Nike is a restaurant. No. Let's say it's a new bakery in town. Now, Stats, ask me, what is this? I don't want to say Nike. What is this bakery called NIKKE serve? Ask me what they serve.
What does your bakery serve?
They serve cakes. Delicious.
What kind of cakes?
Voluptuous, bouncy cakes. The type of cakes we like to stick our noses in and okay. What? Inhale the aroma of.
Now, do I have to eat that cake with the plastic on or off?
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm getting? That's why you see what I'm getting at? My boy goated. Oh my God. You really just cut to the end of my story. That's crazy. I had a whole essentially you got to eat it with the plastic on, but let me I wrote this story out. Let me tell
my bad.
Let me tell my story.
Look, man. Look, I'm just saying, I'm sitting here, all right?
Yeah.
And there's still it's the meal has been tarnished a bit, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like people love In-N-Out, but In-N-Out don't even got bacon. And what's a
Facts.
burger without bacon? You know what I mean?
I'm saying.
Like, you know, she still got them jubblies. They still looking nice and round and voluptuous in front of me. But like, you know, they could have looked nicer.
And the plastic's still on them. You gonna eat a burger with the wrap still on it?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you put some saran wrap over the skin. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know.
Felt that. All right, but it's a bakery. Serve cakes. It just be like that's what they serve. You could say it's the atmosphere. You're here for the cakes, right? I don't care what you say. Okay, but essentially, Nike's a bakery, right? Newly opened. And we go in because we're like, yeah, we'll test these cakes out. We're cake lovers. This is advertising everything we want in a bakery. So we're going to try it. So we go in. Waiter comes up. We order our cakes. He says, okay, takes our order. Goes back, makes them, and gives it to us. You look at him. He looks a bit off. He looks like maybe everything didn't go right in the kitchen back there. You know, maybe it did. Maybe this is exactly what he planned to serve us. We don't know. But we look at the cake, right? And there's a piece of lettuce wrapped around our cake. In this case, if you're not following, the lettuce is the skirt, the cake is the backside. And we say to the waiter, you got our order wrong. This isn't our order. Please take it back and fix it. And you know what this waiter says, Stats? You know what he says?
What do you say?
He says, honestly, I don't know why you're complaining. He says, we think lettuce adds a bit more flavor to cake, if you catch my drift.
Oh, I catch your drift, because it's reminded me of that guy that I told I just wanted the basic shit on my taco. And then he said, this is how you're going to get it anyways. After I paid $7 for that taco. First of all, I didn't have to pull up to his driveway helping him out with some tacos. He overcharged me for something I didn't want. Oh, I watched him make it. You just take the meat, you throw it in the tortilla, and then what's he do? He adds some more shit and say, hey, that's too bad. Buddy, I am paying you. If I don't give you my money, guess what's going to happen? Your ass is packing up.
Oh my God.
Give me what I asked for.
Oh my God, you're spitting. This is why you're my best friend, nigga. Preach.
It's not hard.
Just give us what we want. Just give it to us. Why is it that hard? And then they still have the audacity to say, "Hey, pay for this thing we added to, we censored. Hey, we get it's not even a skin. You can't even get it. Like we're already getting reroll characters or reroll reroll. Yikes. Yeah. Rerolling is a totally different thing. That word threw me off because they're not even letting you reroll at this point. But we're already getting repeat characters. This game's been out for what? A month? We're already getting. This isn't a skin. It should be a skin. It's a new character you have to roll for. So you can't even like pay up front for it. You gotta buy packs and hope you get her off being lucky. And if you get shafted, keep rolling, I guess. It's like they did this in like, yes, still pay a premium price, even though we know this is not what you wanted. We know we took it away from you. You weren't supposed to find out. Please still pay for this experience you didn't want, for this cake you didn't want. You didn't order it. We put lettuce on it, but still, please pay. Please support us. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay for a meal I didn't want. Most people, now granted, again, there are some people in the God community that will just pay for things. You know, they get, their order gets messed up at a store for some reason. They still eat it. I don't know. People just built weak and submissive. What is it? Breedable. Okay, wait. Submissive and breedable, I guess. But I'm like, you got my order wrong. I'm not going to pay for this. And there are a lot of people like me who not going to pay for it, especially now that we know you're doing it, right? So I'm just like, yeah, good luck with that. So we leave the bakery, but we say we'll come back for the free biscuits, because they're little free gotcha login stuff be hidden. And we'll just sit here with a bunch of million quartz accounts, million crystal accounts, whatever, till you release a good waifu. This was a good waifu. I wasn't gonna roll on her, but I was like, I like this design. She's throwing it back. But now they cover the main thing that's being thrown back, so I'm just like, hell no. Is what it is there. But I'm just like, yeah, whatever, man. This is what y'all want to do. At the end of the day, you're saving me money. You're saving stats money. You're saving players like us money. We will go buy our loved ones gifts. We'll spend it on other gacha games. We'll blow it on something else. So appreciate that. I guess that's the one good thing that came out of this. We get to save our money. Some of us have already rolled, bought packs. Is what it is. If you like this design, so be it. You know, you like what you like. But I can't sit here and pay for what to me is an inferior design than the original. And that was the artist's original vision. That's what they had made from the jump. They were made to add this in later. Your OG design is what the artist wanted to see. I want to see what the artist was trying to put forth and all that, right? So, yep, is what it is. Do we even care enough to review this character, man?
Put your finger on it.
Finger on what?
Do a little wiggle of the finger, like around.
Oh, this? They literally, like, you know, people were saying it's just the skirt. Why are people complaining? The skirt literally defeats the purpose of the cake. The lettuce defeats the purpose of the cake. You can't see it.
They don't even look like it's moving even with the skirt.
I'm saying it's a subtle. You see, look at the cheeks. It's a subtle jiggle with the cheeks back there.
Oh, is that the scar you're talking about, where her butt cheek is separate from her leg?
Yes. What did you do?
No, I didn't see that before. That was the Discord quality.
Yeah. So it's like the assets aren't jiving. Like, what is that? I feel like that's the, you know what, I don't know if this is
not that's the low quality censorship. That's what they did in World Flipper, where they they censored the one chick in World Flipper and they gave her like a skirt, but it was only on like they gave her like black leggings.
Yes.
But they only did it like under part of her design.
Yeah.
So you can see through her skirt, and then she has these leggings on, and then it doesn't even continue or something. They came out of nowhere. I would have to pull it up, but
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's what I was gonna say.
World Flipper fumbled their bag too, so you know.
Oh my God, let's not. Ooh, it's cool, bro. We're just here to play pinball. Then go play a pinball game. What are you doing in a waifu mobile game? Don't get me started on that. But yes, what I was saying. It looks like the censored asset is not jiving with the OG asset. That's exactly what's happening. This was, I don't want to say this was rushed, but that's exactly what's going on. The censored assets not jiving with the OG. Just give it to us. Just give it. You would have more money. People would pay. I don't understand what this whole thing is like. We can't give our core audience that we advertise to and built this whole hype up around. We cannot give them what they want. Cannot. It's always in the opposite direction. Gotta clothe this one up. Gotta do that. Gotta do. Has anyone even tried just giving us what they want? Not censoring a game? Has anyone tried that? And again, I'm sure there are, you know, people always say, oh, they gotta make it advertisable on Apple. They gotta do this. They gotta do that. There are other ways to get around it. You can offer your own client version. You can download it from a website. There are ways to get around this, right? But at the same time, I already read that the designs from Korean standpoint, this wasn't a problem. The OG design wasn't a problem, if what I read is correct. And this whole censoring thing is from the new parent company over in China, right? Or wherever this company is. I don't know where they're located. I'm assuming it should be China, right? Is it China?
You talking about 10?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So it is what it is there. Yeah. Our point's been made. Maybe not as cohesively as I wanted it to be made, but is what I gotta do to make sure I get all my points across. You said the game's uncensored, then you censored it. Now you still want us to pay for it. Some of us will, but a lot of us, it's just not gonna be the same anymore. All you had to do was give us what we wanted, and nobody can seem to do that. It is what it is. Thanks for saving us money. I'll go spend it elsewhere. Otherwise, this design is sick. But playing Destiny Child and stuff, we already know this design would be cleavage out, belly button exposed, cheeks out, right? Like Artemisia's right there. Freaking Bari's right there. Mott's right there. Good Lord. But do we care? I don't care if she's top tier. I don't care if she's good. I just want my designs to hit. I just want what was advertised. I just want cheeks. That's it. I'm not here for the gameplay. What gameplay is. And that's the thing. People say they're here for different things, right? I'm not here for the waifus. I'm not here for the sexy. I'm here for whatever. If you take away the waifus, I don't think the player base would be as big as it is. If you replace the waifus with tanks, replace them with robots, but they're not waifus, replace them with anything, I don't think people are sitting here saying I'm here for the gameplay. I'm here for the atmosphere. I'm here for whatever. The waifus were the main draw. Whether you admit it or not, you're here for the waifus. Now, granted, if you like it, so be it. If they're gonna censor stuff, I cannot support it. I won't support it. It is what it is. You said, especially when you lied about it. You said game not censored, then you come back, oh, we got to change stuff. And you don't say the word censor. You're like, oh, it's not censoring because we didn't say that it's censoring. And then you're like, hey, we nerfed the design, but please still pay top dollar. Pay your hard-earned money for this design we nerf, even though it's not what you want. It's not what the majority of the player base wants. Please still roll. Please still give us money. Why? Again, I guess it works. I guess people are just built like it's sure. I love this company. Take my money. It's like, what? Obviously don't care about us. Why would I give them money? Is what it is. Freaking, I'm gonna definitely call this a character review. So I guess for the sake of reviewing, we can review. Oh, she's a tank? Oh. I would at least think she was an attacker or something. All right, here we go. I don't know if you can see this, so I'll just read it out. Stats. So she is an assault rifle. We know this. Ammo capacity, 60 round clip, 60 round mag. Reload time 1 second. Control mode normal. Little passive thing affects target enemy. Deal 13.65% of attack as damage. Word. First skill, winter premium. Activates when I hate when the last bullet hits. That's a 60 round mag. She can't just do this off rip. It says
That's that winter premium.
How is this passive though? Doesn't passive mean it's just there? It says passive, but it's clearly active. Like it has a prerequisite. Passive doesn't have a prerequisite. It just is there. But this activates after the last bullet hits, and then it boosts defense by 19.02% for 5 seconds. So, a bit weird. I feel like that's active. Maybe that's a typo. Maybe it is passive, and I'm just reading too much into it. Who knows? VIP gift. Affects all allies. Activates when any ally unit uses a burst skill. Okay. Shopping. Defense is increased by 1.33%. Stacks up to 4 times. And oh wait, was there more of this? No, not. And lasts for 20 seconds. Word. Second part, affects all allies. Activates when the caster reaches max stacks of shopping at the end of full burst. Okay. Burst gauge loading speed up by 7.9% for 5 seconds. Okay. I guess that's cool. So she's boosting defense and then making sure your gauge loads faster so you can get more burst skills off. Interesting. Use burst skills, but that's still the prerequisite. is allies using a burst skill. So am I tripping on that? Isn't passive just, hey, this character ups this by a certain percentage always? That's passive, right?
I
I mean, if I'm tripping, I'm tripping. If this is still considered passive, I'll say I'm wrong.
I mean, it depends. I mean, in this case, it's just a passive effect that triggers every single time her last bullet runs out.
Yeah.
It's not like you know, perma 19% crit up or something, but it's not like you don't have to use the skill or wait off cooldown.
True. So yeah, okay. So maybe I'm wrong there, and you know, it is what it is. It just seemed like a passive to me. Either way, nothing's really standing out to me about her right now. The burst gauge loading speed is dope. I don't mind that. But defense, you know, I always find defenders in games kind of boring. So, you know, she might be good. I know Ludmilla's a really good defender, so, you know, maybe she's good. Maybe this burst skill or redeemer. Shopaholic date word affects self. Attract taunt. Oh, okay. But the taunt is the burst skill? Maybe that's the same thing for Ludmilla too. I'd love a defender where the taunt is like her skill 1 or skill 2. Like taunt for the burst, that's not even going to be every time. Because certain burst skills alternate depending on how many burst 1, burst 2, burst 3 you have on the team. So this might not be every time. Taunt's good. Taunt all enemies for 5 seconds. Recover 50% or 50.47% of attack. Damages HP for, over 10 seconds. Okay. Was that effect? No, that's affect self. She's not even healing the team there. She's healing herself. And affects all allies. Reload speed up by 63.17% for 10 seconds. And then re-enter burst skill stage 1. I don't know what that means per se. Re-enter burst skill stage 1. Does that just mean pop burst 1 skill again? If so, that's kind of like, that's definitely the first time I've heard of that. That actually
depends on her cooldown,
right?
If she's able to get it again,
right?
Like how long it lasts versus when she can get it.
Exactly. Okay, that does not sound bad. So she sounds like a decent tank. Again, I don't know what makes Ludmilla good because I didn't, you know, she's a tank. I don't really care about tanks. But
did they even fix the bugs that made like half the roster
broken,
either OD or messed up?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Like, isn't Ludmilla a taunter too, but she wasn't taunting or something?
Yeah, she wasn't taunting. Solene literally yeeted your team. She did damage to your team. I'm hoping at this point they did. I honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But you know, me and you, we didn't pull any of those characters. Thankfully, all our characters are, well, maybe they weren't. We just didn't know it. Maybe they were busted. Also, I found out that Scarlet actually yeets herself. Like, something she does lowers her HP by 4% every time she does it. I didn't know that. I guess that's her demerit for being as overpowered as she is, but I didn't know she yeeted herself. Either way, that's the design. Rupee stole Christmas. The Grinch that stole Christmas. The Grinch saved us money, whatever you want to call it. Like, she doesn't look bad, but at the end of the day, they censored it, or censored her. It's the principle of the thing. I can't support censorship. I won't support censorship. Yeah. All right, we're back. Apparently, this is a skirt shadow. Either way, it doesn't look good. Stats just pointed out. Shadow doesn't move. Lazy censorship. Y'all really just rushed to not give us what we want. That's insane. Like, just give us the cheeks. Ain't nothing wrong with that. This was a dude, cheeks out, ain't no problem. What's the freaking, give me the cheeks, what the freak? Also, when I said I'm not running the event, I am running the event. I'm just not recording it. You know, it just, no point. I don't care. I will get Neve though. Thank God for it. Matter of fact, where is she? Where is she? SR, right? There she is. Let's just make sure. Let's just make sure they delivered with her. Obvious. And you see this? The cleavage is still, cleavage still there. I don't.
Yeah, Mihara got cleavage too until she turns around to a giant goat.
I'm saying, but I'm just like, what? If why we had to move that way with Rupee if Neve and other wife was sitting right here with their cleavage out? What you had to cover it for?
Does she still got her jiggle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, she still got it.
This is what I'm saying. This is what we want. This is what we want. I don't care if she got yoga pants go crazy. I got no problem with yoga pants. Oh
my God.
Yeah.
Looking like a bubble butt.
Buddy. And this is in the event we get her for free, apparently. Oh yeah, running this event. I'm just not recording it because this video is already like 45 minutes long, you know? But thank God for Neve. Maybe Neve saved Christmas. Yo, she got the little shoes on too. Why is her, I thought it was an AK. It's a shotgun. Looks like an AR. Either way. And she got a little cute hood. This is definitely, yeah, definitely a stats character. I'm gonna get her too though.
Bare hand handy. You know what I mean?
A little cute, but also hot. You love this type of stuff. Felt that. All right, so we're getting Neve. Neve saved Christmas. Who would have thought SR has a better design than the SSR? Even though she really doesn't, it's just the SSR got censored, whereas they decided to give us what we want with this character. So, okay, cool. Neve saved Christmas. And you only had to pay for her. She really saved Christmas. Holy crap. For thoroughness' sake, we can take a look at the skins. We did see them before, but really didn't think anything of them. This is new Emma's Christmas skin. Yes, they took her out of her whatever she had before. Exposed the cleavage a little bit, put her in a nice skirt, right? But if you remember, her original design already looked like this. She didn't have this shirt on over the bra before. So I'm like, this is just her original. And it's still not really her whole original. They still covered it up a bit. And also, this is 10% of the gameplay. You're going to have her looking at you like this when you log in and when you level her up. You'll stare at her for the initial 10 minutes, whatever, when you buy the skin. But otherwise, oh, wait. That's a new animation. Hold on. Okay. New animation, felt that. But how many times am I clicking that? Hold on. One more time. Little jiggle. Emma is adorable. But again, in gameplay, she going crazy right here too. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. That little animation, she look good. Yeah, this is a superior design than what she has right now. But her OG design before it was censored already kind of looked like this. And again, still suffering from the same thing. Thighs going crazy, but we got some stuff flapping. Ain't nothing to really see. The gameplay is this. I can't, you know? Nothing showing. So good skin, superior to what she already has, but same problems. Can't see anything. Tough. Now if you get it, I understand that's actually superior to what she has, but not much more superior. And then I guess we'll do the cash shop for this. Free to play. Haven't spent anything. Won't plan on spending anything unless they actually drop something that I want. You can't imagine they did anything with Polly. $20? And I'm pretty sure, I mean, Polly is not really one you're looking for anyway. Cool. Brid Lord. What the freak? Brid's OG design is better. They put a jacket on her. This is the one I was curious about because I was like, yeah, the skin is right there. For her OG, they covered that up. So this looks good, but I'm almost sure it's just hair. They split the hair and then nothing's really, can't see anything. Okay, cool. Better design than what she has, but not by much. Cleavage is out, stockings, cool. Looks better than her OG. If you get it, by all means, better. But at the same time, 90% is me playing it like this. Can't see anything. What do I care?